Maggots! Building noise marines continues. Oosh! Ah! Saved by Slaanesh. Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, another update on me building my noise marines. Before that though, if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Okay, another week of building the noise marines, and this week I've been really busy doing the bases with green stuff tentacles. They are all now complete and I'm really happy how they're looking. I've got a lot more work to do on these guys, but I am making good progress. So, without further ado, let's go table down and have a look at these bases. Okay, so the bases are done and I'm really happy how they're looking. I did what I mentioned in the previous video. I did 1 tentacle on 12, 2 tentacles on 12 and 3 tentacles on 12 of them. I'm going to give you a close look at the 3 units in a second. I've got a few tentacles left over, but that's okay. I'm going to use them obviously on the rest of the army. And you'll probably see that the gun pile has increased slightly. I've been scraping a few of the mould lines off. I've still got to scrape off the mould lines for the rest of the guns, all of the arms and backpacks and heads and everything. Still got a lot of work to do before I go and actually start building the rest of the models. However, I am really happy with them, so let's zoom in and take a closer look. Okay, so I'm going to have to go in units of 6s rather than 12 because I just can't get 12 in the frame and for you to see everything. So yeah, that's the first units, and these have all got 1 tentacle on their base. So let's have a look at the other 6. Okay, so that's the next set of 6 with 1 tentacle on their base. Now of course each set of 6 is going to have a champion in, and I'll probably magnetise one of the champions to turn him into a noise marine, just a normal guy. So when I have a unit of 12 I can have 1 champion, and then when I have 2 units of 6 I can have 2 champions. Okay, let's have a look at some of the 2 tentacle bases. Okay, so that's the next set, and they've got 2 tentacles on their bases. What I try to do with the tentacles is I try to get a variety of sizes and also shapes, just to try and really mix up the bases. And also when I've got some of those larger units, like for example the Demon Princess that has a massive base, I can have bigger tentacles on those bases, and then it wouldn't look too odd compared to maybe just having small tentacles on some of these bases. So you can probably see, for example, the second one in from the left has quite a big tentacle wrapping around his leg. I tried to make the tentacles look as if they were sort of coming out of the goopy river, whatever stuff that's going to be, and then sort of heading towards the noise marines, just to try and make them look as if they're sort of almost drawn to the noise marines. Okay, let's have a look at the next set. Okay, so that's the next set of 2 tentacle bases. Now the one on the far right hand side, I came up with this idea of having this sort of tentacle coming in and out of the water, and then it put me in a bit of a quandary. Do I count that as 1 tentacle or 2? I concluded to count it as 2 tentacles, so anything that's coming out of the sort of rivery stuff is going to be a tentacle, so that's classed as 2 tentacles. Right, okay, let's move on now to the 3 tentacle bases. Okay, so that's the first unit with 3 tentacles on their bases. I tried once again to get a nice variation of sized tentacles. Obviously 3 tentacles does take up quite a lot of room, but I didn't want to go down the route of only having small tentacles on their bases, so I did try to do that mixture without the tentacles seeming sort of over the top as such. And I think I managed to do that quite well, so I really hope you like them. Let's have a look at the final set of 6. Okay, so that's the last set of 6 with 3 tentacles on their bases. And as you can see, I've got a nice variation of tentacle sizes. The one on the left there with quite a big tentacle coming in and out of the water, and the one right on the far right who's got actually a few smaller sort of spindly type tentacles. I'm really happy with them. I'd love to know what you think though. If you could put your comments below, let me know what you think of my bases. In the meantime, I'm going to start scraping the rest of the mould lines off of all of the other bits, so that I can start building the rest of the actual noise marines. Beam me up!